Hey guys, come on in. It's Tarot Tuesday time. Hey, hey, hey. Hey everybody. Oh, what deck do I feel led to? Hey guys. Hey everybody. Come on in. Let me see. What decks do I want to use? Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hey, all the way from Jersey, love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hey. Come on in. Hope everybody's having a happy Tuesday. Hey, all the way in Florida, where it's sunny and it was snowing here today. Florida again. Florida is in the building. Thank you, Pat. I love you guys. Hey, hey. I love you back. Everybody having a good Tuesday or had a good Tuesday? For here it's, the end of the night. So, Georgia, hey. All y'all in these places where the weather is nice. Alabama, pretty mellow. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's those are always nice though. Cali. Oh, you didn't, Amy? Oh, let's see. Oh, it's cold in Ohio, yeah. St. Louis, California. Oh my goodness, a tornado. Hopefully everybody's fine, right? And nothing lost too much. Let's see. All the way from Buffalo, Virginia. Oh, wow. Oh. Utah. Okay, so for those of you who've never done Tarot Tuesdays, let me go ahead and break down the rules. It's one question per person because we want to give people a chance, kind of make it as fair as possible. These sessions, like that's everything with me. Like I don't really live in the concept of time. I just live in this universal flow. So these happen when they're meant to happen, and I feel like the people who are meant to get picked. Like it's all lined up so perfectly. There are no accidents. So the way it works when you guys are commenting, I can't see everything all at once. Okay, so I just have to happen to look when your question is there, and that's how it goes. But the universe is going to work it out where, it'll be perfect, and whoever is supposed to get theirs read will get theirs read. Okay? So, and then see, that's another reason why, like, they can happen. Tarot Tuesdays, we do it at whatever time, like whenever the universe kind of pushes for it. That way, because some people are at work, like it happens at different times. Anybody has an opportunity to, get their question answered on Tarot Tuesdays. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with those today, those decks. I just do a little bit of shuffling here, letting everybody get in here. Where's my some music? Okay. Let's get it cracking. Okay, me and my Taurus ex. I get a little bit of a stubborn energy from them. This person has options and they know it. But they're kind of in a place where they're trying to figure out where they feel safe. They're getting some new ways of thinking, new ideas. And they're trying to see beneath the surface as far as, things between the two of you. And this is kind of the epiphany that I'm getting that they've recently gotten. It's kind of like things have changed in some way with their perspective about you guys. And it's because, like, in some way they got some type of new thought where it's like, maybe I need to look a little deeper. Like maybe I haven't looked at underneath the surface of things. And there's things still being revealed to them. They're learning some new things. There's new information that's coming to them. So they're kind of in this transition stage. They're looking at their options and, trying to see where they feel like they're really going to be safe. And they're reconsidering maybe some things about how safe they thought they were with you. But this person I do get has a little bit of a stubborn energy too, though. Okay. So that's what I get for that. Oh. What blocks are... Okay, that one left before I could finish reading it. What is my general love reading? Just in general? Let's see. Okay, so I get that in general, when it comes to love, you have some imbalance with your feminine energies, okay? That kind of stands in your way a little bit. Also causes you to kind of just see things with rose-colored glasses, like not fully see things clearly when it comes to love. It's like you kind of lean. It's kind of a little imbalanced the way that you will view things. You kind of lean more towards a direction of just seeing things all rosy, when that's not really the case. Like it's not in the middle balance where you look at things like for what they truly are. But I get that in some ways, like you're blocking yourself off in love with that, but you're not really aware of it. You are getting more clear mentally, but I'm getting that this is kind of a new thing, a newer thing. Okay, there's still some of that imbalance that's still being worked out. But you are getting more clear-headed and learning to release and relax a little bit more. The more that you can release um, and not hold so tightly or want it so badly or grip it so tightly, the more clear things will be for you. I do see you ultimately getting what you want in love. You are a person that does have the ability in this lifetime to kind of have it all. But there's still some things that are being worked out. There's still some ways that you're blocking yourself. But I do see you ultimately moving through these energies and pushing through these energies. Honestly, I get over the next like 2 months, okay, that these energies will continue to be moving, and it'll kind of clear up in a major way. I really get that you're on the right track, stay the course, but you're gonna have to stand a little more in your own light if you want to kind of release some of the blocks that you have. But I see more clarity coming in. I see you ultimately getting what it is that you want. But I see the issue of this imbalance when it comes to your feminine energy needing to be played out before anything really moves. Put it that way, before things really get moving for you. Insight on my Aquarius X. This person is realizing some things as well. Like, in some ways, this person feels like they were missing something from you. Um, they felt kind of left out, or neglected in some way by you. But see, the thing is, it's part of their immaturity in the way that they think, like the way that they perceived things, that kind of caused them to even feel more neglected than what was actually occurring. Even though I get that in some way, like from your own, we all have our own issues, our own ways, even though there is some validity to how they feel, it's not to the extent that they were taking it as, and that has to do with this person. It is immature in the way that they think and the way that they perceive things, and they just really felt like you didn't understand them, like nothing that they did brought about them being heard or really understood. But they're having some new epiphanies as well that are kind of shaking things up for them, because it's making them have a little bit more compassion, because in some ways they're seeing how they didn't understand you either. There is something going on, like universally, there's a lot of universal support, that is shifting this person's focus, in some type of way. Okay, I just felt led to pull that one. That's what I got. So in some ways, you two never fully were open with each other. So that I just get a lot of misunderstanding, okay? Because of the way you both perceived things. But there can be some changes with this situation for the better. But I don't see it happening right away. Okay, because there's still a lot of shifting in perspective, that has to occur, to where you two could even get to a place where you could discuss things a little bit more openly, which would actually bring more harmony and balance. But I don't really get that you're there yet. And there's a lot of, it's just a lot of misunderstanding. But see, that's part of the immaturity, because it's like he's looking like, even this feeling of feeling neglected and all of this, it's selfishness at the core of it. But see, selfishness is immaturity. Okay, so, but he's being dealt with in some ways with the universe. Okay, so he's having some compassion because he is kind of, it's not there yet. It's not a fully formed thought process, like where he really gets it yet. This is kind of like the very beginning of a spark of an idea that I might be wrong. You see what I'm saying? So it's not quite there yet. It's just the very beginning. So you can't expect to see much from it. Um, it's just right there. It just started. Okay. How is he feeling about our last conversation? It put something on his mind. It sparked a new idea. He's feeling like he's going to have to put in a little more work. But he feels like there was something about it that was victorious. It accomplished something. In some way, it makes him feel like he has to be a little bit stronger, or it made him stronger in some type of way. Yeah, he feels like it made him look at himself a little bit more. And I feel like it made him in some way feel a little bit more committed, like he needs to stick things through, like he needs to, in a sense, grow up. Like he needs to grow up. It made him kind of reflect on himself. He feels like he can be victorious in whatever obstacles he felt like he had to overcome. He had a new way of kind of perceiving things, but there's still a part of him that's a little bit not fully confident in his ability. But that's a smaller point, a smaller part. But it is making him, he's reflecting on himself, which is a great victory for him. Because in some ways he wasn't seeing some things that he needed to see. So he is feeling like, I just get this energy of like, I got work to do. Anything. Okay. So I see overcoming challenges and victory coming up for you. But here's the thing. Lately, I feel like things have been a lot more challenging for you. Even if it's just spiritually, emotionally, or if that even manifested out into the physical reality. Um, but you have universal support in what you're going through in this time, because it's kind of a bit of a challenging time, like you're being challenged in some type of way. And this is the thing about it, though. You may not see it clearly when you're in it, because I get this energy feels kind of intense. So that can kind of cloud the way that you perceive it. But here's what you need to know. This is actually pushing you to get to a place where you're coming from a more empowered place in your life, because before you were kind of coming from a disempowered place where you were kind of waiting on things when you were supposed to be creating things. You were supposed to be making this happen. Okay, you were supposed to be deciding what you want and creating it in your life, but instead you were sitting back. Like, it was almost like you were, I just kind of, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a car that is like your car, but then you're in the back seat of it. Okay, and somebody else is driving it, and then you're complaining about where the car goes. Like, I didn't want to go here. And so it's like the universe is kind of pushing you to get out of that back seat of your life. It's time for you to create what you want. It's time for you to rediscover your passions. Okay, so that's what this whole, I don't know, it just feels really intense, like this really intense energy of just like feeling pushed on every angle, like in so many different ways. Even if it's not something that looks like just complete chaos in your physical life, it feels kind of like that. And also the universe is pushing you to kind of begin to self-reflect. Okay, it's time for you to, this is pushing you, this energy is pushing you to have to look at, don't be afraid of the ways that the universe is pushing you to self-reflect. You're needing to look at the ways that you were being naive, or the ways that you were seeing things how you wanted to see them, things like that. This is coming up because this gets in the way of you creating. And the universe is using all of this intensity to push you out of that, so that you begin to create what you want. Ultimately, I do see you having victory over this. Like, I do see you getting there. But it's like the biggest message that was coming up is like the universe wants you to understand why things are happening the way they're happening right now, so that you get through this a little bit more smoothly than you have been. Okay? What messages do I need to know about my love life? Oh. Okay. Okay, so this is the biggest thing for you in your love life. You don't realize you're coming from a place of lack. Your vibration or your attraction point in love is kind of based on what you don't have, like what you're missing in love versus what you have. And this is creating a cycle of attracting experiences that you don't really want, because you're not coming from the place of it's coming from a place of constantly thinking about what you don't have in love, which increases this need or this longing or this yearning, because you're constantly looking at what's missing. So you can't see a lot of the good in your life, all of the things that would actually help your vibration for you to really get what is there for you. Because I'm getting this energy where you're constantly giving to people who don't give back, okay, who don't reciprocate, where it's not balanced, okay, and you're going more off of your emotions than actually, it's like your emotions control you in a way that doesn't serve your best interest, because you're not actively creating what you want. It's always by happenstance. And then it's being created based on your emotions when the emotions are coming from the vibration of lack. So you see how it's just a cycle for not really creating what it is that you want. Underneath all of that, you don't trust the universe. Like, you don't trust it to come to you. You don't trust that it can happen for you. Like, you just don't really trust it. And that is a part of the issue, because you miss all of the signs that you're supposed to be looking at. It's like you're doing love backwards. It's kind of like working against yourself rather than for yourself. And so you don't pay attention when there are red flags. You're not paying attention before you give, and you're depleted, or you're giving in this way where it's not coming back to you. It's not balanced. All before that, there's signs that you don't look at. Okay? Your foundation in love is coming from a place of lack. And the universe wants you to realize that if you don't flip this, you can't bring in what it is that you want. It's available for you, but the problem is you don't really know it. You don't really believe it. So you really have to work on knowing that you can have it all. You don't have to settle. You really don't have to settle. It's there for you. You're the only thing in your way. It's some vibrational work and realigning that needs to happen for you, and you can pull it in for yourself. Honestly, you should consider doing my 5 hours to true love boot camp. Honestly, okay? But that's what it is. That's the main message that the universe is really wanting you to know now, so that you can start bringing in, what you're worth, what you actually deserve, what's truly worthy of you. It's not about you being worthy for somebody else. You need to be looking at who's being worthy for you. What should I do about our separation? Get to work. This is a time of definitely stop that sitting around waiting. Stop looking for when it's coming back. Get work on mastering the things you're supposed to be mastering, because this is the thing. You're sitting here waiting on it to come back to you, and really you're not ready. Like, if it were to come back to you, you're not ready for what it is that you're wanting. Okay, so this is why everything is kind of crashing down, because it needs to. It's about the foundation wasn't what it needed to be. Yeah. The foundation wasn't what it needed to be. And so really, this is the thing. Instead of waiting on it to come in, you shouldn't even want it to come in at this point, because this is what I'm getting. If it were to come back, you would still be getting less than what you deserve. The universe is trying to show you how to stand up in the vibration of your worthiness, like increase your self-love, so that when it comes back in, it can come back in at a new level, because the level that it was before wasn't worthy of you anyway. And that's what you need to be realizing. You need to be looking at your options. Quit looking at that, because look at your options and take care of yourself and what's best for you. Because what I'm getting is this situation wasn't actually best for you. Okay, it wasn't up to the level of what you deserved. So the whole thing was, the separation was for both of you. For first of all, I don't get anything changing until you are in the place of knowing what you deserve and knowing your worth. That's kind of the point of the whole thing. So if it were to come back now, it would come back with you still not being held at the stand. Like, how can I say? It's hard to explain this energy, but like not being held in the high regard that you were supposed to be anyway. So the fact that you're waiting on it means you're still in the same energy. And it's time for you to move out of that energy. So instead of looking at it and waiting on it, get the work, because you can pull in what you're worthy of when you know it. I'm kind of just getting that the universe is forcing you to raise your standards and increase your um how can I say it? It's doing this to force you to step your requirements up. And it's like when you're sitting here looking at this, you're still not moving with the universe. So no wonder nothing's progressing, nothing's changing, because the whole point was that. So as long as as long as you want this to come back in, you're still in that energy of settling for less than what you deserve. The minute that you get out of that, you bring it in. Will Sean finally commit? No problem. Love you. I see some growth happening with him. I see some growth happening with him. His energy, things are finally moving for him. He's figuring out some things within himself that he really needed to. It's like he's getting to a place where he's realizing that he has to stand up. Like he has to, thank you, mwah. He has to stand up. He had to grow up. Basically, he needed to man up. And this immaturity or this lack of growing and standing up is the reason that he wasn't really capable of giving the love that he should have been capable of. So this is kind of a time where I can see it happening, but let me say this. There's still he's in a transition period where it's not quite the time yet, because he's still figuring out some things with himself. You see, he's still figuring out some things with himself. These new ideas and things that he's been realizing, he's just now starting to realize. He hasn't had time to sit with it, to really figure it out, to really grow anything with it. It's a new energy, but I can see movement coming in the future for him, but it's just not the time. Is this Taurus single? Hmm. No. No. This person was kind of in some type of bad space. This person's energy is very much connected and tied to somebody. Um, I'm gonna break down exactly what's going on with this situation, okay? This person is lacks some wisdom. This person lacks wisdom in the way that they think. So what happens is when they're in a relationship or dealing with somebody, when things get really bad, or like not even really bad, but like when there's conflict or when there's things to resolve and work through, this person gets eyes, googly eyes. They start looking for, um, in a sense, it's a little bit of selfishness, where they start looking. They stop looking at everything that there was to appreciate in their situation, and they start looking at somebody else totally unrealistically, though. They look at somebody else in a fantasy way. Okay, they're completely unrealistic. So it's like they'll look for someone who is never gonna have any like requirements of them, like this fairy tale of a person who doesn't need anything from them, or that doesn't that they're never gonna have a disagreement. It's like they don't want to have any patience with what it takes to deal with somebody else. And what I mean is every person has their own stuff. Like there's no person you're ever going to meet or be with that doesn't have their own inner child, that doesn't have their own, you know what I mean, stuff. You're not going to be with someone that you never have a disagreement with, never have an argument with. It's unrealistic. And so then they start thinking like the grass is always greener on the other side. But the problem with this person is the grass will always be greener on the other side because of the internal battle that they're going through within themselves. It doesn't matter who they're with. The grass is always greener on the other side because they're not realistic. They don't look at things realistically. So this person still is very much energetically tied to somebody. Okay? So whether they are calling themselves broke up and still this person still will reconcile or wants to reconcile or has some connection strongly with somebody else. Okay, guys. So that's that for Tarot Tuesdays. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really look forward to coming on here every week and getting a chance to hang out with you guys. That's kind of the reason I started it, just to give us some, time to kind of hang out with each other every week. Because I don't get to interact with you guys like that. Like I'm putting out the videos, it's so one-sided. Like I don't get to interact with you guys in any way. So this is fun for me. Like I look forward to it. It's a little bit of a fun time. I feel like I'm hanging out with y'all. So yeah, thank you guys to everybody that came. Now remember, if you didn't get a chance to get your question answered, you can find me on Instant Go. And you're able to, ask me questions on there. Like you can do one question, text question and stuff like that if you really got to get it answered tonight. So that is that, guys. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Here we go with this shit. Every week. I can't. God, this is some. Bye.